Okay. I don't know how long this video is because how long this video will be, but every let's just go with it. Um, I want to talk about the whole shit with Fresh and Fit and Asian Doll and all that other stuff. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I watched that, I kind of laughed. Now, I used to follow Fresh and Fit. I don't anymore. Actually, like I never, as far as I'm concerned, I never subscribed to them, but I did watch a lot of their shows. I don't remember ever being subscribed to them. Obviously, after that Aber and Preach shit, I was unsubscribed and all that other stuff. I don't like the way they handled it and all that other stuff, and it just kind of turned me off. Now, as far as the Fresh and Fit show, um, I'm not gonna lie to you. They have a lot of information that it can help men and all that other stuff. But let's be real, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you like this. Only watch them just for the bullshit. I watched them for the bullshit. I watched them kicking like the whole. I thought it was pretty entertaining to kicking them kicking the girls out. Now a lot of people didn't have a problem. A lot of people had problems with that, but me, I'm like, look, somebody got to check these hoes. Somebody, I don't like saying the word check these hoes, but it's the only word. It's the only word that comes to my head right now. But sometimes you gotta. Some of these women have never been checked in their life, so it's probably like the first few times they've ever been checked, and the look on their face is like it's like priceless. Like these, some of the women they bring on, I guarantee you, some of the women is like they could do whatever the fuck they want, and no one ever tells them. No one, either no one tells them anything, no one gives them structure, or they just do whatever the fuck you want, and people just let them. So when they finally get to a place where a man is just like, I'm not going to take your bullshit, you can get the fuck out. I'm for that. I said a lot of people hate that, and like even him, and I'll get to this. Even him telling Asian Doll to get the fuck out. I'm glad he did that. In a word, I'm glad he did that. Now, Asian Doll, I don't listen to her music at all. I know that was King Von's girl at one point, but a lot of people, I know she called herself Queen Von or some shit like that. But correct me if I'm wrong. By the time he passed, King Von, rest in peace, they weren't even together. And even then, like the way she kind of like grieved and all that shit was weird. And a lot of people thought the way she grieved was weird. But I'm not gonna put that on her because you lost somebody that was you thought that was real special to you. And did I think it was fake the way she was doing that? No, I think she was fake. More or less, it looked crazy. It just looked crazy. And that's all. That's all I really can say. It's just like I can't explain it. But like I said, even though I've lost people, I've never grieved like that, and people grieve different. I still looked at that as crazy. It's just like her calling Queen Vaughn, and like you getting with other niggas and you still calling yourself Queen Vaughn, and like another nigga's supposed to. I know she was fucking with Jack Boy and she was still calling herself Queen Vaughn. She was like, Jack Boy feels some type of way. He's like, Jack Boy don't give a fuck and some shit like that. And I tell people, I understand, like you honestly lost a person, but at the same time, it's just like if I'm the one, like if I'm treating you right and I'm doing that shit, it's like, yo, cut that shit. Like, cut that shit out. I don't think like it's the same shit with Will and Jada and the whole Tupac thing. Like, it's just that and a lot of people have this problem. I understand like how much Tupac meant to her and all that stuff, and I think even Will at a point understands. Like, in a point, he was jealous because it's just like all he ever talked about. But it's just like at a point, it gets to a point where it's weird, especially since Will like treats her. And I don't want to get this all into like Will and Jada shit because I've had videos about that. Will treated her like if, the way Will treats Jada is like she is the perfect woman, and everybody should have a woman like Jada. That's how Will treats Jada. Jada don't really treat Will like that. So like I said, I understand. Like rest in peace, King Von and all that stuff, because that's another artist gone too soon, and I think I made a video about that too. But back to the whole thing. You come now. A lot of people in the shade room, they they only showed you them getting into it with Asian Doll, and them getting the fuck out. A lot of people don't really get the full context, and I don't even think the shade room gave him the full context of what the fuck happened, because she was supposed, I think she was supposed to have something on her own, and she was 2.5 hours late. So off the bat, you're unprofessional. So they did the show with the girls, what they always do, and then you walk in like 2.5 hours late. Like I said, it's unprofessional. Now, during that show, I didn't watch the show, but obviously I got the context. During that show, they're having side conversations, and if anybody that's in audio, anybody could tell you is in audio, or someone like it could tell you a podcast. Like I run a podcast. Side chatter is not good radio. It's not good radio. That's why people tell you silence, or that's why, like, when three people speak, it's just them three people. You really can't have side talk on the radio. It's bad radio. That's why people tell you to take the gum out, because you can hear it chewing on the radio, because the mic picks up everything. I did, when I first started my podcast and all that other stuff, and this was live. It wasn't, and I was doing this with my friends, but it got to a point, and everybody was, I used to go in the room and everybody, get a nice quiet room and everybody speak. But it was the one part, and even though I miss doing it live, because I feel like you get the camaraderie of the people, it got to a point where it's just like, I'm hearing, because I have headphones on, I'm hearing side conversations while they're having side conversations while someone else is trying to explain something and all that other stuff. And it's like, you don't know which one to pick up. Now, a lot of people don't understand this, and this is and honestly, I take 100% of the blame, because I was the moderator and I did nothing about it. It was one episode where everybody just kept talking and all that shit. Now, it was a good and bad episode. It was good because I think the topics were good and everybody was having a good time. But it was bad because it got to a point where everybody was having side conversations. Someone was trying to talk, and people forget that you're on radio, because we're good friends. Everybody that was on that podcast was good friends. So it's just like the mic is picking everything up. It was so bad, I didn't even release the episode. I deleted the episode because it was so much shit going on. So from that point, I understand Fresh and Fit anger. 2, if you don't watch this show, like, even if he never told you he was a federal agent, you can tell, at least with Myron, that he has some type of discipline or military background, because the way he answers and retort things, or even the way he shoots the question out, is just like, oh, he's either in a law enforcement or you're just prior military. Because that shit, it just reminded me of military and all that shit. It's just straight black. Like, someone said this. It's just black and white. I think academics said this. Myron's just black and white. It's just, you're going to hear this, and I don't care if it hurts your feelings or not. That's how he directs his questions. Just, I'm going to tell you this. I do not give a fuck if it hurts your feelings or not. These are facts. Facts over feelings. We are facts over feelings. You're going to say shit, and it's direct. Now, people are going to get insulted or offended, or they're just going to take it. But either way, you're straightforward. It's like no net. I'm going to tell you, you're like, if I think you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit, and all that other stuff. So you see that now. That's what my Fresh Prince. That man. Let's not start with him. It's. I don't want to say I don't think he has a mind of his own, but he looks like a follower. And that's all I'm going to say. He just looks like a follower. And he probably has buku money, and he probably does like a lot of good things, but on that show, he feels like a follower. And like, I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it seems like when Myron says something, he goes, yeah, and you know what? And then piggybacks saying the same shit. And it's not as clear as concise, but it's just like you want to be heard. That's the feeling I get from Myron. So, back to the joint. He told obviously the video you seen. He tells them, hey, that's bad radio. I gotta tell you this the 5th time. If I'm telling you this for the 5th time and all that stuff, stop having these side conversations. And you can tell, especially some rappers, they don't like getting talked to and all that stuff, especially black women and all that other stuff. And I'll get to the whole preface thing later because I might as well throw that in there. Um, you can tell like no one has ever talked to Asian Doll like that. Maybe I don't know. King Von probably checked her a couple times, but you can tell like she looked at them like who the fuck are you to get talk to me like that? Like I got a following and all that shit. And Myron was like, I don't care. I don't even know who the fuck you are. Like really, it's like which is weird because you invited her on the show. So you have to know something about her. But I'm not calling him a liar either. But it's just weird that you said that. It's like I really don't know who the fuck you are and all that stuff. And then one thing it did bug one part of this bugged me because she was having an attitude back. It was like you're mean and all that. You having a back. It's like no, I'm trying to run a show. And obviously no one and I can see this like a lot of people when they go on interviews. I always notice that a lot of people you don't have background checks or you don't tell people, hey, you going on this show. Hey, the host is kind of a dick. He likes kicking people out and all that other shit. He's very straightforward. Not either she don't know, she didn't give a fuck. But the whole thing, and nobody is really saying this because they're all focusing on Mara not liking black women, which I will get to. And the whole thing is focused on that. It's not really focused on Asian on being disrespectful. Even when he was like, "Oh, you can get the fuck out," and whoever it was in the back, and I don't know if that was a Peoples and all that stuff. He was like, "Nah, bro, you ain't gotta be like that. Nah, bro." It's like, and Marvin done said this plenty of times. I don't need you. It's like we done built this platform. I don't need you. And like, um, it, you know, even though most of his shows are about the drama, I do agree with that. Like they did build that platform and all that stuff. You don't really need. It's like I can understand you're trying to break into that mainstream shit, but you don't really need it. And here's the thing, and I think academics said it, and I'm gonna say this too. It's just sometimes when you like talk about black women, and I've seen this firsthand. The girl could be and I'm not calling Asian Doll a hoe. Let me just start that. If you see someone doing some whole shit, and you point out that that girl's a hoe, I've seen black women defend that girl well, let her be a hoe and all that other stuff. Even though the black women defending it was some like not majority, but some of the black women, you'll see them defend that girl being a hoe, even though they don't even agree with her lifestyle. I've seen women do that. Men don't do that. You call a nigga a fuck nigga, and we see him do fuck nigga shit, we'll go, yeah, that nigga a fuck nigga. Fuck that nigga. We don't defend fuck niggas. Now, if you call him a fuck nigga and he has not done no fuck nigga shit, we'll probably look at you as like, what has he done to do some fuck nigga shit to you? But if we see a nigga doing some fuck nigga shit and all that other stuff, yeah, you a fuck nigga. Just the same way the way black men handle snitches in the streets. It's like, oh, that nigga a snitch? Nah, I can't bang with you. You a fucking snitch. That's how men are. It's like once you do something that's not deemed credible or like dishonorable, we don't fuck with you. And that's just men in general. That's why like we can cut ties with shit. A lot of women is just like, I mean, she a hoe, but do you really gotta really call her a hoe and all that other stuff? And niggas be like, yeah, cause she a fucking hoe and all that other stuff. So that's what you saw a lot of that. And look, you gotta hold as much as a lot of people find Fresh and Fit corny, and I even find them corny sometimes and all that other stuff. You gotta hold Asian Doll accountable, and this is where I'm getting at. You gotta hold Asian Doll accountable because the unprofessionalism on her part and the continuously unprofessional part on her part, it's just like, damn, it's like you just don't care about the platform you being on and all that other stuff. Now, granted, she probably doesn't give a fuck. Now that's between her and her agent and all that other stuff. But as someone that's running the show, and I'm trying to put on a good quality show, and you're fucking up my show, I feel like I gotta check you on that. Hey, Don't be doing that. Don't do that. I need some professionalism from you. And all that other stuff. You come on my show, I expect some professionalism and all that stuff. And um and she should respect that. And that's all I'm saying. You should respect the person's time and be professional and all that stuff. Even though you was coming in late, you gonna be like, I apologize for being late and all that other stuff. It's just like I'm pretty sure she never did that. She just probably went in and did what the fuck ever. And she probably didn't give a fuck. So I feel like yes, and like she's done some goofy shit before too, because like the whole thing about the Bollywood and you putting that whole Bollywood shit and all that other stuff, and people was trying to tell her, yo, that's not Bollywood music, and she was like, you come or not and all that stuff. You can tell she's a hard headed ass girl and all that other stuff. So in conclusion to that, yeah, Asian Doll need to show more professionalism. You really can't blame Fresh and Fit for what they did, but Asian Doll has to show some professional. Now on to the shit that I seen people done put on to Fresh and Fit about them not liking black women. And also, Fresh and Fit not liking or don't really date black women and all that other stuff. Now, I'm going to say this. When I was in the Navy, I always had white people come up to me and says, I don't really date black girls. I don't know. I don't find them attractive. And you know what I said? Hey, if you don't find them attractive, you don't find them attractive. Now, black women, why do I say that? For two reasons and two reasons only. One, I don't care if that man do like black women or not. I do. I love black women and all that stuff. And two, and I say this all the time, do y'all really want to be with a nigga like that? Half of the people that say they don't like black women and all that stuff, and like I see women get offended or triggered, and I go, do y'all really fuck with niggas like this? Like, do they attract you? Are they part of your attraction field? It's the same thing with Kodak Black, and he talk about he don't like dating dark skinned women. A lot of people had problems with that. It's like, why ain't y'all checking Kodak? I said, it's not my and this is what, and I tell women all the time, that's none of my business. Nor that's I don't have to. And as much as I love dark skinned women, I say this, that's not my priority. If he don't like dark skinned women, that's on him. And this is where I get with the term fuck with people that fuck with you. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of niggas that you find attractive. I understand if you don't find them attractive. But I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of niggas that you find attractive that love dark-skinned women and would love to treat you like a fucking queen. Go fuck with them. Go fuck with them. I'm tired of hearing women talking to people, oh, you don't like black women and all this. Who fucking cares? I don't fucking care. I knew when I was in the Navy, there was a girl, she was like, I don't date black guys. You think that fucking, like, you think I fucking care? No. Probably because the bitch looked like Little Miss Piggy. But other than that, it was just like, I didn't fucking care. Even, like, granted, she wasn't that attractive to me anyway. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't fucking care if you don't date black women. It's like, if you don't like black or date black men. It's like, I really don't give a fuck. It was like, anytime because I don't know, first of all, I don't know why dudes come at me and say this shit. And second of all, and I'm not gonna lie to you, some of them that said, yeah, I can't see myself dating, they don't say I don't date black women. They just say I can't see myself dating a black woman. And it's like, I don't like their attitudes or, the way they carry themselves and blah, 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 blah. I've seen half of the people that said that a year later, they go, yo, I can see me dating a sister. I can see me dating a black girl. I can see me. I said, what changed your mind? He's like talking to him. Because a lot of these people is just like, you get what you see on social media or what you get on TV and all that stuff. And that's the idea of black women you thinking of. And that's why, like, when he was like those Shaniquas and the Night Riders and all that other stuff. And plus, he's in Miami. And this is the problem with this show, because I've always said this with this show. They bring out, some of them women are super fucking delusional. Either they can get the nigga or not. But a lot of these women are super fucking delusional, and like they feel like if one nigga, if they could get one 6-figure nigga, which is like 10%, they feel like they can get them all. Which sometimes it's not even like that. And you know they only date them for hypergamous reasons, and this is not to bash black women and all that stuff. It's like I'm trying to be fair on both sides, but but if you don't watch that show, you don't see like a lot of those women are fucking delusional. It's like, oh, and you know a lot of these men, they tell you, yes, you can have those preferences, you can have those priorities and all that other stuff, because I think it's unfair to go at I've said this before. I don't care that Myron don't like black women. I don't care that Fresh don't like black women. I do. All right, and you know, I tell all the black women, it's like y'all keep focus on niggas that don't fuck with you when there's a whole. And I feel like this is the problem with majority of women. Y'all like fucking with niggas that don't fuck with you or don't treat you right when there's a slew of men that you will probably find attractive. And I keep saying this. I can understand if you're not attracted to some of them. That's okay. But there's somebody in there that you can find attractive that will worship the ground you walk on, not even simp, but you know, would look after you just or treat you just like the woman you should be treated as. Y'all don't fuck with them. Y'all don't fuck with it. Y'all fuck with these. Y'all fuck with these thug ass, and I don't even like saying thug ass niggas because I'm pretty sure there's some thugs that you know treat you right too. But y'all fuck with these niggas that don't treat y'all right and treat y'all like shit, as only going to use y'all as a cum rag, and yet y'all still try to fuck with them. That shit boggles my mind. And I say this all the time. It's like I'm pretty sure there's men out there that will love a woman like y'all. Y'all don't fuck with them. Half of them niggas is in your friend zone. And like I said, if you're not attracted to them, that's one thing. I can understand that. But if you are attracted to them and yet you're giving your pussy out to a nigga that's not even worth your time. And that's where the biggest pet peeve is. It's not that the fact that it's like, I can understand, like, even though this never happened to me, thank God. I can understand a woman not finding me attractive. That's why she don't want to date me. That's one thing. That doesn't. I've learned how to take rejection real well. That part doesn't get me. It's the ones that you know. I like you. I really want to take it slow and all that other stuff. And but a nigga, you know, a nigga that you know don't do half of the shit as a nice guy do or a good guy would. You give them pussy right away and all that stuff. It's like you don't hold them to the same. You don't keep the same energy with them. And I tell women I would understand if you kept the same energy with me as you kept the same same energy with the other nigga and all that stuff. But you don't. The niggas don't do half, and that's why like a lot of men don't like doing shit for women because it's like if I'm doing all this shit for you and I don't even get shit out of it. Why do I keep doing it? It's just a waste of my time and energy. It's not even money. It's a waste of my time. The man, and you know, like Patrice O'Neal said it best. The man's most valuable asset is not his money. It's his time. And a lot of you women just like wasting niggas' time. And I don't like, and you know, nobody likes their time wasted. But I've also said to men like, hey man, keep a line on the bitches. And I say this all the time. It's like, yo, keep a line on it because for some reason, women like it when you have options. Now they say they won't compete for another man or all that other stuff. And this is me talking. I don't have no scientific facts to back this up. And y'all can tell me I'm wrong all the time. It's like they say they don't want to competing on this. That shit is bullshit. That shit is bullshit. I've been in, like, there's times where I've been in relationships and all of a sudden women just pop out of nowhere and talk about, I always liked you and all. For some reason, you're more attractive when other people find you attractive. And other people wants to fuck you and all that stuff. It is weird. It's just like, you're more like, and this is why honestly, and this is why I think niggas cheat. It's not because of no ego or no emo. is because you're more likely to get pussy in a relationship than not in a relationship. So it's just like, oh, I got a girl, but all of a sudden all these hoes is just around me. And some girls be like, nigga, I take your girl from you and all that stuff. It's like, but can your girl fight though? I've seen it. I've had friends. I've had friends that, you know, they was in relationships and all of a sudden like women just started flirting with, and all of a sudden it's just like, I've seen, like, this shit is weird. Hell, like, I don't like, even when I was in a relationship, I understand for some reason women just came around me more. When I was single, it shit dispersed. It got to a point where that's like, I'm gonna fake me a girlfriend like Manti Te'o and some shit like that. And tell people I got a girl. Have nothing but side chicks. And then when they finally figure out that I'd never had a main chick and all of a sudden, it's like, I thought, it's like, you're the main chick, boo. And all that, so you just flipping on them and all that shit. Women are weird like that. I don't care, like, so, in conclusion, because it's almost a half an hour. In conclusion to this part, I don't care if Fresh and Fit don't like black women. I do. You shouldn't care if Fresh and Fit don't like black women. You're probably not attracted to these niggas. And if you are, I'm sorry. I'm sorry they don't date you. There's other niggas that do. And that's where I'm getting at. Why waste your time to two black men, or one is Sudanese, and these are like, they're not, one's from Sudan, or his ethnicity's from Sudan, the other one's from Barbados. They put out a community joint, and it was like, they was on a yacht, and it was nothing but white women. That tells you everything right there. Not a sister in fucking sight. And I said, that should tell you right there that they don't really rock with black women like that. And you know what? That's who they want to rock with. That's cool. You know, I don't care. Like I tell people, I really don't care. It's like, and sisters, you shouldn't too. And I don't know, because even you bringing it up, oh, they don't like black women, they don't date black women. Like, do you really fucking care? And if, and hold on, if you're saying this because they keep coming on and show and all that stuff, first of all, they put out, like, every one, the most people that really go on there is like Dominicans. I've seen a slew of black women that goes on there. A lot of them that really go on there like Dominicans or like some type of Latino. Now, if you could say Afro Latinos are black, I would give you that and all that other stuff. And there are black women on there and all that. The most people I've seen them kick out was the Latinos. I seen them kick out a white girl before. One girl was on, one black chick though. She was like, you could tell she like had a troubled life and all that shit. And Myra was just done with her. He kicked her out and all that stuff. Like, I seen him kick out everybody, and that's all I'm saying. But yeah, it could, like, you don't have to care about that shit. You really don't. Y'all shouldn't. Just fuck with people that fuck with you. Like I always say, and I'm gonna keep saying until the day I die. Fuck with people that fuck with you. There's too many times where we give our attention to niggas that don't like us, that don't fuck with us, that wouldn't give us a time of day. And yet, the niggas that do fuck with you, the niggas that do love you, the niggas that, you know, always want the best for you, y'all treat them like shit. I don't like that from people. I keep telling you, I don't like that at all. Because it shows where your mindset's at. So let me know what y'all think. Till then, my name is Oskino Fly, and I'm out. Peace.